We just need to find a space where we can have a look at the software. So we'll try the conference room and see if that's okay. Key Stage 4 Plus allows students to complete their GCSEs at the end of Year 10 and in Year 11 to look at a more flexible set of options. That might be new GCSEs, to pick up a vocational subject, and for others it's an opportunity to start advanced subjects. It's about motivating young people. The number to the right of the subject tells us how many students are already allocated to that. So we created this real-time system, and then as a mentor was running an interview with a student, the platform was recording those allocations. That allowed us to monitor course membership and whether there was capacity for increasing the number of groups in that subject. It's internet-based, so we could do this at any location in the school or even off-site. So if, say, a youngster couldn't get into school for a few days, we could have done it in their home. Over a 3-day period, we interviewed 270 young people. We allocated them to courses for their next academic year. And by the start of the next week, we were producing timetables for those courses. It is a phenomenal outcome in such a short period of time. And we couldn't have used traditional methods to do that as successfully. The process has broadened the curriculum, raised the level of aspiration in our young people, and also stimulated our teachers as well.
Hi Kelly, we're going to have a look at your online profile just to see where you are in terms of your academic status. The online profile is part of the learning platform where the students have got all their details. They have their ALICE grade, they have their attendance. For each subject, the student will sit with a subject teacher and they will talk through their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think because I've got French relatives, I'm used to hearing it and mainly writing. I'm not very good at speaking it. I don't have a lot of confidence in speaking it, like pronunciation and stuff at the moment.
That conversation is recorded on the platform and it allows other staff to then dip in and add to those conversations. So the mentoring process is not just between the mentor and the mentee, it's between all staff that have an involvement with that student. It allows us to have a 360-degree view of the student.
So obviously the targets they've set, you're working through those quite nicely. Good. Okay.
The mentoring programme is something that we're very, very keen to move further down the school into the Key Stage 4 Plus curriculum because it's very effective.
The mentor develops a very close relationship with the sixth form students, and part of their job is to make sure that the student achieves the best they can possibly get. Right, let's have a look at your community service then. It's not just a case of the academic status of the students. We want to know the person as a whole, so part of the online profile is outside of school, what they're doing for their service to the school, where they are in terms of their career development and everything like that. So everything is discussed with the students. Now, when you sat down and you had your discussion with your biology teacher, would you agree with what they've said on this one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The advantages of the online profile for the staff is that when we have the mentoring sessions with the students, they have everything to hand on their laptop and they can have an in-depth conversation with the student, which made it more meaningful. Everyone's got access to it. If you're worried at all about a student and you want to see what they're like in other subjects, you can just go there and have a look.
Because we only have one parents' evening a year, parents can look at the site, we can look at the site, so we can get views on how the teacher thinks we're doing at a subject.
The learning platform also helps to give students a voice. So any concerns or issues that the students voice within these sessions can then be passed on to the relevant staff through the system.
So obviously the targets they've set, you're working through those quite nicely. Good.
With the student profile, you can also go on there and put your input, like a comment or something if you have a problem with the work, the teachers, the environment, and they will look at it and hopefully overcome the problem. If you feel like you've met one of your targets and you basically go on the student profile, you write that how you feel about the target that's been set, and they will look at it and hopefully review the situation with you again.
This online profile saves me loads of time. If I didn't have the learning platform there, it would mean I would have to go into the records to find out exactly what the student was doing academically. I would have to go to another area to find out where there were causes for concern. I may have to go and see the subject teachers. So all it's done is put all the resources into one area so that I've got a snapshot of that student straight away. And so, well done.
Okay.
So next time we'll do the next one at lunchtime.
All right
Okay
then.
then, thanks
you.
Kelly.
Bye-bye.